Well, crime, of course, a major campaign issue. And tomorrow, former President Trump is singling out Pennsylvania, holding a rally ahead of the general election. And it comes after President Biden's primetime speech last night in that key battleground state, and what the administration dubbed a battle for the soul of the nation. So here to break down tomorrow's Trump rally is Al Weaver, a national politics reporter from our partners at The Hill. Al, thank you so much for being with us. All right, so President Biden was there last night. We're going to hear from former President Trump tomorrow. What do you expect to hear from him when he does visit Pennsylvania?
I expect the former president to play the hits. And by that, I mean, I expect him to go heavily against this FBI investigation into him and the DOJ's investigation and all the investigations seeking to possibly indict him in the future. Obviously, it's something he's been talking against about a lot lately, especially if you look at his social media page. And it's something that animates his base. So I would say that's one thing. I would also say that he's probably going to try to talk up the Pennsylvania candidates that are up there. You have Dr. Oz, a couple other folks, the state senators running for governor out there. That's going to be probably those going to be the main two items on the agenda for the former president when he heads up to Wilkes-Barre tomorrow night.
All right, so Al, from the former president to the current president, obviously, Mr. Biden was there in Pennsylvania last night. Did he say anything to unify our country, or is this dividing line which separates us even wider?
I think it's a bit of a stretch to say that he tried to unite the country, but on the other side, I don't necessarily think that was his plan. I think his plan was to try to unite his party, the people who are going to go out and vote this fall on the Democratic side. The Democratic Party right now, they're in a bit of an upswing, I would say, after a couple of big special election wins, the abortion vote in Kansas a few weeks ago. Democrats are feeling good about themselves, and the president went out there and tried to talk to them about a subject that a lot of them do care about. People on the right may not as much, but people on the left do. And I also think he was trying to make a point to voters perhaps in the middle, maybe some more moderate Republicans that are a little more receptive to his message. Perhaps they've been listening to the January 6th committee in the last few months. So I think that was part of his message, not necessarily to the wider audience, but to a more targeted audience.
All right, Al Weaver from our partners at The Hill, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.